It's Uncle Joe with Uncle Joe Hikes here at Unicoi Gap, waiting on a ride that's going to take me around Ditch Creek, and I'm going to be hiking with a couple of guys from the Hiking Buddy group. We'll be hiking to Addis Gap, where they'll turn around and go back, and then I'll be continuing on to here. So I've done this section before, but I'm doing it backwards this time, and it's Labor Day weekend 2019, and just really want to get out in the woods. Would have liked to. There's a couple other hikes I had in mind, but really one other. But I'd had to arrange for transportation that I really kind of messed around, didn't arrange. So consequently, I'm going to do this. It gives me a chance to hike with some guys that I've not met and get to know them and have a little bit of fun hiking overnight. So here we go. All right, I'm here with Brett and Vanu, and we're on our way south to Addis Gap. We're up here at Ditch Creek. I recognize Ditch Creek. And eventually, he'll be coming back and heading north so he can close out Georgia. So he just wants to knock out from here to Addis. And then I'm going to continue on and go back to my car. And we'll see what we can get into today. 5.4 miles.
Yep. So it's going to be about 10.8, not 10.11.
Well, we made it over our first hump. Next climb will be pretty long. So, got our first taste. We'll turn off to some water, which we don't need. What we need is a summit. There's some folks talking, which sadly tells you how high you gotta go. Sassafras is probably getting ready to call it a year. Still nice to see it. As we climb. Well, we got a little bit of a break from the climbing. Got a little flat area here for a little ways. And we'll have to pitch up, a couple ups and downs, and then start our way up Kelly. Well, we got our first bona fide Laurel tunnel, which is nice. Hasn't been too hot, but it still feels good to get in here. All right, we finally got us a descent. Been celebrating. All right, we're gonna head up to this vista real quick. Get a little shot of the views. Yeah, he got popped in the head by something. An angry insect.
Some insect, I don't know what it was. So.
There's Lake Burton. Nice view. We're trying to doctor up Vanu's head from getting hit by some kind of demon, hornet or something.
Yeah.
Thinking maybe a deer fly. Don't know. Didn't see it. It was stealth. It came in low, hit, and was gone. Still a few hanging on. Beginning here, September. Still a lot of flowers around. Back there was a lot of yellow flowers and a few bees. You can see a little bit of mountain out there. We're on the western slope here, making our way down to where the shelter turnoff is. So it's a bit of a rocky descent. I can feel my shoes moving around a little bit, which isn't good. I'll have to tighten them up down here, keep me from getting blisters. But I still got a long way to go. When we get down to the bottom down here, and we'll start our ascent up Kelly Knob and then down to Addis. And I need boy to turn around and eat the other half of that sandwich going back. There's a shelter turn off. Deep Gap Shelter. Deep Gap, Georgia, not to be confused with Deep Gap, North Carolina. All right, we're headed up Kelly Knob. Good news is from the top we'll have a nice long descent. Like Brett said, those trees are already dressed for Halloween. They probably want somebody to pour some pumpkin spice latte down in one of those holes. Yep, finally got into some rhododendron. Some ferns. This is a really nice section right here. Got some ferns and some moss and a little bit of Lord of the Rings habitat. This is the knob, yeah. There's your only view, which is a little bit obstructed.
Yeah.
Not bad. Nice breeze. There it is. We're all fueled up. Ready for the descent down to Addis. And they'll go back. And I'll move on. But clearly I ain't had enough fun yet. Sit a little bit there to the southwest and west. Beautiful views.
You don't know a guy named Russell?
Addis Gap. We got a party. Alright, they're heading back. And I'm heading up. I got 6 miles to the shelter, which is where I plan to get to. So we'll see. I was kind of distracted by the Trey Mountain Wilderness sign. So yeah, we're in Trey. On Trey New. Yeah, I'm betting bear scat. I knew that Addis had some bear issues with people camping there, and they've been encouraged not to, so it doesn't surprise me to see some scat. We're only a quarter of a mile from there, so if that. I have about 5 miles to go to the shelter, closing in on Sassafras Gap here, which I think is coming up right here. Yeah, Sassafras Gap. I spent the coldest night ever on trail here, about 14 degrees. And yeah, that was something. The water's down that way. I've been told there's not much to it, so I'm not going to go down there. Looks a lot different with foliage here. This was all more or less open when I was here before. Someone left their little stool here. I may missing that. I don't see a pack, so I assume that it was left by mistake. But I'm gonna drink a little water and I'm gonna keep going. I gotta get to the shelter, 5 miles. So, finishing it off with a big climb up to the shelter can be tough. We're still making our way. Coming off a little second hump from Sassafras. Got a couple of these ups and downs before we start the bigger climb up to the shelter. Still a few miles away. Through the trees. You can see big old hills in the distance. Moving on, moving on. It's amazing how the terrain changes. Now we're starting to get into some, I guess these are hemlocks of some sort, or some pine type trees. It just really changes the landscape as far as the type of woods that you're in, just wherever they are. And just like that, they're gone. So it's interesting. Got a little laurel tunnel. Really nice. Really nice. Well, a sign is missing. This is Swag of the Blue Ridge. Oh, somebody scratched it on there. Wrote it. I think that's the first guy that's passed me since Brett and Varun turned around. So saw a lot of people throughout the day, but since they turned at Addis Gap and the other folks who were at Addis left, I haven't seen anybody but this guy that I can think of. Got a feeling there's gonna be a lot of people at the shelter though. About 3 miles yet to get there. It's getting tired, sore. There's a couple of tall sassafras trees right here. I say tall, kind of tall. There's a much taller one right there, and right here. So there you are, big fellers. Alright, I keep moving. Boy, am I tired. I ain't far to get to that shelter, I can tell you that. Alright, just came from that way, and this is still Trap Gap, I believe. I'm gonna take us a break. Just came up from down there getting water. Thought this tree was interesting. Despite being bowed over, he ain't giving up. So those two guys there were at the parking lot this morning at Unicoi when I was waiting on Brett to come. He got dropped off by a shuttle there, and they're going on. I thought they said they're going on to Deep Gap, so they got a ways to go. They're gonna have a couple of days on them, but today they were gonna go to Addis. I told them if I were him, I'd probably stop at Sassafras. Sounds like that's probably what they'll do. That tree done got swole. Could get to the top of a rise, but we still got a lot of climbing to get to the shelter. A little over a mile away. Getting closer. I'm not feeling well at all. Stomach's really bothering me. Looking forward to stopping. Wind's blowing though. Some rocks there. This tree's wrapping around this big one here. I think I remember taking a break there. Onward. So right here for the shelter, it pitches up really bad. It's been this way for about 100 yards. And I'm very sick to my stomach. But I gotta get up. Finally. I am wore out. Not feeling well at all. I probably should have showed you my tarp set up, but I went ahead and took that down. Somebody was asking me about my sleep system. Basically, I use an underquilt here. It goes underneath the hammock. It's a 20, I think it's a 20 degree. I think it's a Jacks or better. I don't remember which one it is. And then I have an Enlighten equipment. Enigma 20 for the top. I only got into like the 50s last night, so I was toasty. In fact, I got a little clammy. Plenty of warmth in there, but yeah, that's basically it. That's nothing complicated. It's an XLC hammock, and it's really good. Slept really good last night. Kind of prepped for that. Front loaded some meds to make sure I did. Probably needed it too because I got a little sick yesterday. So anyway, we're getting loaded up, gonna make some breakfast. Leaving the shelter. Most of those folks are going north. There's 3 ladies that were also heading north. I kind of gave them a little heads up about Kelly. And they're all going to kind of take their time, which will be good because you don't want to overdo that. I got in here yesterday not feeling good at all. It wasn't terribly hot out. I think eating a bar about an hour or so before I got here was a mistake. Oh well. Gonna get up Trey, across Indian Grave, down to Unicoi. Past a camp of young guys here. Camp pretty high on the mountain. We were just out here for the weekend. You know, I kind of poo-poo stuff like that. I guess in my head I got this idea that I need to backpack a point to point or whatever, but there's something to be said for just hiking in and camping and going out, you know. Get something, get out in the woods, get away. So, you know, kudos to them. I think I'm going to turn around and head back this morning, so. Yeah, a lot better shape than me. They'd probably be passing me up directly. So, anyway, we're approaching the summit. We have a nice little downhill down to Trey Gap. Looking forward to that. Well, terrain starts getting interesting as you approach the summit, getting real rocky. You can see the daylight on each side, so it's getting narrow. Ain't much to see up here this morning. We're socked in with fog. I figured it'd burn off by now, but it ain't. Hopefully it's going to clear up today. Forecast has been vacillating between sunny and scattered storms. So could be anything in between those two. We're headed down Trey. We got this little switchback here. Looks like makings of a little view, which sadly has nothing there. Yeah, out there's more mountains. Nothing on TV. The fog is finally starting to burn off a little bit. I saw some little rays of sunshine passing through. It's still working on it. You can see some blue through the haze. So the sky's starting to look less gray and more blue. All that fog is just so clammy. So everything's just got a little bit of water on it, and I'm sure that doesn't help the pack, you know. Probably a total of a cup of water when you spread it out over all your gear. And what it is. And there it is, a little patch of sunshine on the trail. It's working its way through that fog. Well, we can see Chimney Mountain Road heading back, which is closed now. So we're getting real close to the gap. You can see it through the trees. Trey Gap. We'll be going that way. Indian Grave 1.7. Yeah, we've been there many times, doing various and sundry hikes, either crossing it or parking there. So, it'd be good to get back. A little breezy. Watch for snakes. Yeah, we were all socked in up there. Get a little bit of a view out to the southeast. We're at the cheese factory site, not to be confused with cheesecake factory site, which it is not, and was not. I believe that's actually going to go down and cross the road. We're real close to the road. It comes off of Trey Gap. Big open area, good camping area here. Been here before. kind of nice coming out from this way. You don't think about that descent when you're going up it, but it's pretty rocky back there. Yeah, but this is nice. Nice open area. Making our way across Tree Mountain Road. A little ways to go yet before we get to Indian Grave. A nice water source was needed. Alrighty. And we got a tree down here. I remember when I came up this section going north, these plants here on the side, this ground cover, they had turned dark. I guess when it gets cold they turn really dark and kind of burgundy. And it was really cold that morning. And had gloves on. I was looking forward to warming up, and part way up this climb I started warming up pretty good. Coming down to Indian Grave. Man, that descent was a lot longer than I anticipated. It's like, man, it's taking forever. We'll take a little break here and work our way up to Rocky Mountain and then over down to Unicoi. Now, let me have company here. Alright. Those folks are headed up to Winding Stairs. They got a good ways to go. I was giving them a little recon. Another couple took off that way doing the Rocky Mountain loop. So they came up from Andrews Cove here, which I've done that loop before. It's a good loop. Me and Bubba, of course, camped down there at Andrews Cove. So tried to drag him up here to the top, but he didn't make it. Anyway, we got to go up and over. There you are. 2.7 miles. First mile is getting to the top. Mile and a half. That's a sign. Lots of steps. I do appreciate people building them, but whew, they hurt when you gone up them and you're tired. This is the second hole like this I found, and it looks, I thought maybe it was rooted, but I saw yellow jackets going in and out of that one, and there are yellow jackets going in and out of this one, so we don't want to hang around here too long. Lots of sassafras along this little section here. I saw some slightly turning, saw a red leaf on the ground, so they're kind of getting to the end of their year. Picked me up a little root of it. Yeah, there's some right there. These are all just short bushes. Not like the taller ones we saw earlier. And there's some tall one getting up there. Got a nice break from the climb here. Kind of getting into a little bit of a saddle. It's not really, more like a flat part, but I think we got to go on up yet a good bit. So very fortunate. That tree fell parallel to the trail, not across it. We're almost to the lookout. Got Yona there in the distance. Make our way over here to the overlook. Good views. There you are. Beautiful. Still got a little bit of climbing yet. More views. More views. Got some new blazes painted. Pretty fresh. Get pretty close to the summit here. We start that long slog down here in just a bit. Just left this couple that was doing the Rocky Mountain loop. They're headed back down to Andrews Cove. There's some kids and a couple of dogs and a lady came by. I don't know where they parked because I haven't passed them before. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're doing Rocky Mountain loop backwards or something. And dogs are raising sand. Not angrily, just barking and yapping and excited. Kind of funny. Right here at the Rocky Mountain turnoff, I'm gonna hang right here so that these ladies behind me can make sure their dogs go with them. There we are. We're going that way. Yeah, you're hard pressed to find a trickling spot. Some of this water, which I don't really get. We've had a pretty wet summer. Really right up until recently. But that water's just not really running. It's gathering up a little bit, going down, but whew, that's kind of the way they have been this trip. Lots of folks going up to the summit, to the overlook today. A lot of kids, which is good. I think I got a couple of zigzags here just before I get to the bottom. I'm getting close to the bottom. Just gonna be nice. Kind of hate for the weekend to end in a way, but also very tired. Well, just through the trees we can see the parking lot. We're getting closer. Unico Gap. You see old Silver down there and just see the front end. I was able to hit my lock and make the lights flash. Old Silver waiting patiently like he always does. Dix Creek to Unicoi done. Yesterday was a rough day. I kind of pushed it, and I don't know why it was so bad. I mean, I know it's a tough section, but I got very, very ill. But it's a different trail going backwards for sure, but just as hard. So, and this time I added Indian Grave to Unicoi, which last time I started Indian Grave because I already did this section. Anyway, it's done. I'm done. Time to get some food.